This is a great book. I wish I have read this sooner than later, right? It could change my mindset a little bit if I'm ever in a rut, because I was in a rut, um, but now I'm not in the rut, because sometimes you feel like you're at odd and things don't happen the way you wanted to, and sometimes we need that shift and that boost, sometime, and we need thing that make it worth doing what we do because I listen a lot of long time ago. I used to listen to audio a lot, and a lot of people like audio because it pushed them and it drive them to do great things in life. Um, so this book, I highly recommend that you pick it up because it could help you change your mind, belief, and about success. Right now, what's the funny thing is that the law of attraction people who are into the law of attraction should read this book because they people who because I try to change the way that the law of attraction uh, view things if they ever want to get their life or to attract things into their life. Of course, it's all about belief and using a positive attitude and um, believing things going to happen the way you want it to, even in the face of adversity or things doesn't quite happen the way you want it. For me, I had the biggest. It looked like the biggest rejection, but to me, it was the rejection that I never thought I would get. But I love that rejection from the person who I want to interview. And if he ever listened to that, I would like to say thank you, um, because it's at first, when we get a no, we think it's a no forever. Or when, we think that, we should take it personal. We shouldn't, right? No, it's maybe they are afraid or they don't have time. But the most successful people see that there's a way to succeed. There's a way to win. And I have um, and this is called "What Got You Here Won't Get You There," Marshall Goldsmith. And for those who are into the law of attraction, I would like to read this for you. If you always go into the mindset of attracting the lottery ticket, I know that people always want to attract. There are people who attract the lottery ticket, but I remember there was one audio where he was talking about attracting lottery ticket, but he invested in his business. But most people can't do that. They don't have that type of discipline, right? Um, I guess I can read. Here we go. I'll read the whole thing, but this belief better than the alternative. Take the example of people who buy state lottery tickets. It is a statistical fact that the state-run lotteries are regressive taxes on people who are not the highest income earners. Serious lottery players tend to believe that any success is a function of luck, external factors, or random chances. This is the opposite belief of most successful people and why you rarely see millionaires scratching tickets. These serious scratchers see the lottery as a manifestation of randomness of success. They feel that they might get lucky and win millions of dollars if they buy enough lottery tickets. Studies show that people with these beliefs tend to not be high achievers or higher wage earners. To make matters worse, many people who win higher payouts in the lottery often do a poor job of investing their winnings. The same belief that led them to buy hundreds of lottery tickets reinforced when they win the lottery. That is, they make a rational investment decision, hoping again that luck rather than their skills and intelligence that will make them richer. That's why they plunge into questionable schemes. They don't have the base belief that they can succeed on their own, so they rely on luck or the law of attraction to attract um, monetary sources, money. Right? They believe that if they attract that, they will have a happier life. When which at that time, see, the things they have not built skills, habits, or discipline to even do something with that incredible money that they have. And they will spend it all because they don't have willpower, they don't have enough habit to actually do something great with their life instead of spending all the things that um, I remember Bob Proctor say, we're nearly a custodian for the things that we're surrounded by. No, it's okay to have stuff. It's okay to have the thing that you wish you want to get. It's okay. We're here. We're here to enjoy life. We're here to experience incredible, amazing things. But sooner or later, when we go to the afterlife, we cannot bring those things in the afterlife, right? We don't, or whatever you believe is. My belief is different, but uh, that's for another day. Or, yeah, that's for another day. But we cannot bring the thing that we have surrounded by to the spiritual world or mental world or something of our dimension, and it's gonna be belong to someone else. What I'd rather you build legacy. I'd rather you build skills, knowledge, or something of that nature, something that improve or something that can enhance or better your life for the better, right? So this one is the greatest. Ah! All right. Anyway, I'm gonna read from the beginning before I get off track. Right. Chapter 3: The Success Delusion, or Why We Resist Change. All of these delusions are a direct result of success, not failure. That's because we get a positive reinforcement from our past successes in a mental leap that easily justified. We think that our past success is predictive of great things in our future. This is not necessarily a bad thing. This wacky delusion belief in our godlike omniscience instills us with confidence. However, earn it may be erase the doubt. It blinds us to the risks and challenges in our work. If we had a complete grip on reality, seeing every situation for exactly what it is, we wouldn't get out of bed in the morning. After all, the most realistic people in our society are the chronically depressed. But our delusion becomes a serious liability when we need to change. We sit there with some godlike feelings, and when someone tries to make us change our ways, we regard them with unrated bafflement. First, we think the other party is confused. They misinformed and don't know what they're talking about. They have mixed up someone who truly does not need to change, but we're not that person. Second, as it dawned on us that maybe the other party is not confused, maybe that information about our perceived shortcoming is accurate, we go into denial mode. This criticism does not apply to us, or else we wouldn't be successful. Finally, when all else failed, we attack the other party. We discredit the messenger. Why is this guy smart like me? We think listen to our loser like you. There are just initial service respond the denial mechanism, couple them with a very positive interpretation that successful people assign to A, their past performance, B, the ability to influence the success rather than just being lucky, or their optimists believe that their success will come in the future and their sense of control over their own destiny is as opposed to being controlled by external force, and you have a vital cocktail resistant to change. Four keys believe help us become successful. Each can make us tough for us to change, and the paradox of success. These beliefs carry us here, may be holding us back in our quest to go there. Look more closely at each of these beliefs that can prevent us from changing our proven ways. Belief 1: I have succeeded. Successful people believe in their skills and talents. Successful people have one idea coursing something through their veins and brains all day. It's mantra that goes like this: I have succeeded, I have succeeded, I have succeeded. In their way of telling themselves that they have the skills and talent to win and keep winning. Whether or not they actually voice inside their heads, this is what successful people are telling themselves. You may have believed it applies to you. You may think that this ego runs amok, but look at yourself. How do you have the confidence to wake up in the morning and change into work filled with optimism, desire, and the eagerness to compete? It's not because you remind yourself of all the screw up you created and failures you endured in the recent days. On the contrary, it's because you edit out the failures and choose instead to run the highlight reel of your successes. If you're like most people, I know you're constantly focusing on the positive, calling up images of performance where you were the star, where you dazzled everyone and came up on top. It might be those 5 minutes is the meeting where you had the floor and nailed the argument you wanted to make. Who wouldn't run the highlight in their heads? It's if the Sports Center play of the day. It might be your skillful craft memo that the boss praised and wrote to everyone in the company. Who wouldn't want to reread what the memo in the spare moment? Whatever the evidence, it has happy ending that make us look good. We'll replay it for ourselves and retell it to anyone who listens. When it comes to the thought we hold inside our heads, we're not self-depreciation, we're self-aggrandizing, and that's a good thing. Without it, we might not get up in the morning. That's not surprising. To successful people, past is always prologue. The past is always rose-colored, but he took that thinking one step farther. In other words, not only did he lean on his past success to maintain successful attitude, but he relied on it even when his past performance was not so rosy. When the evidence contradicts his self-confidence, successful people never drink from a glass that's half empty. They do the same even when it's team effort, no matter how much they respect their teammates. When the team achieve great results, they tend to believe that their contribution was more significant than fact suggests. This is not merely true of the people I work with. It's true in any workplace. If you ask your colleagues to estimate their percentage contribution to your enterprise, the total will always exceed 100%. There's nothing wrong with this. You want to surround yourself with confident people. If your total ever comes to less than 100%, I suggest you find new color. This I have succeed believe positive is most time only becomes an obstacle when behavioral change is needed. Successful people constantly compare themselves favorably to their peers. If you ask a professional to rate themselves against peers, after what more than 50,000 people in my training program, 80 to 85% of them will rate themselves in the top percent of the peer group, and 70% will rate themselves in the top 10%. This number goes even higher among professional, higher in perceived social status, just as profession, pilots, and investment bankers, 90% of whom place themselves in the top percent. Doctor may be most delusional. I once told a group of MDs that my extensive research proved that exactly half of all MDs graduated in the bottom of half their school class. Two doctors in the room insist this was impossible. Believe too, I can succeed. This is another way of saying I can confident I can succeed. Successful people believe that they have the capacity within themselves to make desirable things happen. It's not quite a carnival magic act where the mentalist move objects on a table but his mind or bends still, but it's close. Successful people literally believe that through sheer force of personality or talent or brain power, they can steer a situation in their direction. It's the reason why some people raise their hand and say, "Put me in, coach," when the boss asks for a volunteer to solve a problem. And others cower in the corner praying when they don't be noticed. This is the classic definition of self-efficiency and may be the most central believing driving individual success. People who believe they can succeed see opportunities where others see threats. They're not afraid of uncertainty or ambiguity. They embrace it. They want to take greater risks and achieve greater return. Given the choice, they always bet on themselves. Successful people tend to have higher internal locus of control. In other words, they do not feel like the victim of the fate. They see success for themselves and others as largely a function of people motivation and ability, not luck, random, or chance, or internal uh, factors. There's no other way to describe it except dumb luck, but some of my more successful didn't see it this way. They insist that my good fortune had little to do with luck and really a payoff for years of hard work. This classic response for successful people. We tend to believe that success is earned through individual motivation and ability, and even when it's not. Of course, this belief makes about as much sense inheriting money and thinking you're a self-made man. If you're born on the third base, you shouldn't think you will hit triple. Successful people, however, believe that there's always a link between what they have done and how far they have come. Even when no link exists, it's delusion, but it's also empowering. Now we read the other one. So I'm going to read the other one. Belief 3. I will succeed. This is another way of saying I have the motivation to succeed. If I have succeed refers to the past, I can succeed to the present, then I will succeed. Refers to the future. Successful people have unflappable optimism. They only believe that they can manufacture success. They believe it's practical to their dues. As a result, successful people tend to pursue opportunity with enthusiasm that others may find mystifying. They set a goal and publicly announce that they tend to do whatever it takes to achieve that goal. That's a good thing, but it can also mutilate into excessive optimism. It explains why susceptible to be extremely busy and face the danger of overcommitment. It can be difficult for ambitious people with "I will succeed" attitude to say no desire opportunity. The huge majority of executives that I work with feel as busy or busier today than they ever have in their life. I never heard of one of my clients say, "I don't have enough on my plate." And this busyness is not because they have so many problems to deal with. When I surveyed executives about why they felt overcommitted, none of them said they were trying to save a sinking ship. They were overcommitted because they were trying to see opportunity. Perhaps this happened to you. You do something wonderful at work. Suddenly, lots of people want to rub up against you and associate themselves with your success. They think quite logically that since you pull off a miracle once, you can pull it off again for them. So opportunity are thrust at you at pace that you've never seen before. You're no experience or discipline enough to say no some of them. If you're never careful, you'll be overwhelmed in due course. That which make you rise will bring about your fall. And of course, I choose to succeed. And here we go. Successful people believe that they're doing what they choose to do because they choose to do it. They have high need for self-determination. The more successful person is, the more likely this is true to be truthful. When we do what we choose to do, we are committed. What we do, we're compliant. You see the difference in any job, even the where the money is not related to performance. Um, Successful people have a unique distaste for feeling control or manipulate. I see this in my work every day. Even when I gotten greatest events build up as someone who can help people change for better. In other words, I'm effective at helping. I still meet resistance. So anyway, this is a great book to change your mindset, to change the way you see things. I believe that if I would have read this sooner, I would have changed the course of my action. Keep on doing and inspiring people to live their dream, right? Success, it's not, people believe that they can't have success, that it will never happen to them, and that it's something outside of them that they can't control success. But you can control success. It's most people view success as external forces, right? Like luck. I don't believe in luck. I create my own destiny, and I'm not a puppet. No, most people think that they're a puppet that forces of things that string them along and control their destiny. No, you have you have the you have a power within you that you can control your own destiny by controlling your thoughts and deliberately directing that thought to the end results that you want to go to. And it's not going to be easy. You're going to be off course, but you can go back on course. You can go back on course again, and then you can go wherever you want to go. You can see farther. As I achieve one goal, I can see farther, but sometimes those goals I meet with obstacle, and sometimes it frustrate me because I cannot go a little bit farther ahead than most people. I, I guess it takes time, and I guess it doesn't take time, but I believe that it when I want to solve a problem, when I want to inspire people for something, I have to be able to at least give me the initiative push and boost me to be able to um, get past all the rejection obstacle I have to deal with, and it's crazy. But but the thing is, I know that the rejection is just an illusion, right? I know it's just an illusion, right? Because I know that for a fact that a no will one day be a yes, and I'm definite on that because I have passed through so many obstacles last year um, that it teaches me to be resilient. It teaches me to uh, pass through time because we're passing through. We're just a cell passing through time. So if we can get into our head that there's time can be limited because you're jaded by the past, you're jaded by the circumstances that you held to believe. You're jaded by your job circumstances. That's why most people don't have time. But if we wanted to do the thing that we always wanted to do, we will make time. We will have time. There's no excuse. A lot of people in the law of attraction community make a lot of excuses. They make tons of excuses. And you know what? Everybody makes excuses. I do too. So we have to get rid of that excuses and do something that it's incredible. Today's the day that you do something incredible. You know, motivate yourself and do something, right? Do you know? I'll tell you a story. I used to draw. I used to my passion for martial arts, and I was afraid again, right? I was afraid to draw because I was like I wasn't good enough, right? And I drew, and I was like, dang, holy crap! Like I don't know if I will become great as the production manager for Teen Titan, Evan Buse, right? That I interview, and I was like, because I should not compare to the expert, right? Because they got there where they are because they spent tons of hours, 10,000 hours or more to perfect their craft, or they call it deliberate practice. Those martial art kung fu masters, they have deliberate practice. They practice and hours beating on their craft, like Will Smith said. We have to do the same. We have to be able to say we can control our destiny. We have a internal focus. We can control if we can understand how we control our inner world. We can do things in the world. Of course, there are disasters. There's negative things in America quite often now, but that does not mean that we cannot win. We can win. We can succeed in a big way, in our own way, if we can get through that our head. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I highly recommend that you buy this book. Buy it! Anyway, I know people say, what the heck? Don't worry. I'll leave. What I do now, I leave the link below, like from Amazon's and stuff like that. So these uh, links are affiliate links. I'm letting you know, but also so I can help my family out. Okay, that's because I don't want them to suffer, and I want to help them, and I want to be able to at least make them smile. Anyway, subscribe to my channel, like my video because I know this video is awesome. Bye bye. Subscribe to my